Hey guys, it's River Thames, and today we are testing Chewbacca. It's not exactly hard to realize that Chewbacca is extremely powerful and probably the best hero on the Rebel side. So today I want to find out why Chewie is just so damn strong and go over a few tactics to use when playing as Chewie to make sure you know what you're doing and just to enjoy using him. Just to clarify, you can only play as Chewbacca if you have the Death Star DLC. So if you don't have the Death Star DLC, then you can take this video as what not to do against Chewbacca, I guess. So yeah, let's start off with a few tactics that will make you the best Chewbacca player ever. Activating the Roar will make you one-shot people. If you activate Chewbacca's Roar, it boosts the damage of the primary bowcaster shot. What I mean by primary is the bolt in the center of your screen. The other bolts surrounding it are still useful, but don't deal as much damage. As you can see, the normal shot doesn't kill the stormtrooper in one hit, but if you do use the Roar, then it will. I think this tactic is worth knowing about because you want to kill as quickly as possible and move on. The only thing with this is it has to be a direct hit, so it is still quite hard if you have bad aim. But I just think it's a good tactic to tell you guys about. My good friend Jack Tesson suggested if it would do the same damage from range. So I tested it out and it doesn't seem to kill from long range, but it does about 97 damage. So don't be afraid to try and snipe people with Chewbacca because you may actually kill someone across the map sometimes. The Roar also increases the damage of the secondary bolts, and again the secondary bolts are the ones to the left and the right of the center one. They don't do as much damage as the center bolt, but it's still useful to know. With the combination of being able to kill troops at long range with the Roar, and anyone beneath you will be easy enough to kill just from the splash damage. Also, I wanted to see if the Roar will increase the damage of the ground slam, but unfortunately it doesn't. The Roar only affects the bowcaster damage. But speaking of the ground slam, I have a good tactic to use against Boba Fett. If you're up to date with your Battlefront news, you should know that Boba Fett got a huge buff against Chewbacca in January. His flamethrower damage was increased by 50%. So I see a lot of people going up close to Chewbacca trying to burn him down with the flamethrower because it's so effective. I see a lot of people using the tactic of using the flamethrower while you're in the air to make you a harder target to hit. But to easily counter this as Chewbacca, all you have to do is simply hit a ground slam. As you can see, it stops Boba's jetpack from working and pushes him back, which means the flamethrower is too far away to do any damage anymore. So your best bet as Boba is to just run away if that happens, because if you're close enough to Chewie, then he'll take you out in seconds. I mean, there's only one way this is going to end, and I have a perfect example of that I will show you later in the video. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far and think these tactics are useful, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Battlefront videos like these. Keep in mind that Boba's flamethrower is still really effective, even if Chewbacca has the Roar activated. So even though the ground slam tactic is a good counter, I wouldn't underestimate a good Boba Fett player. Just quickly, I want to give a little tactic for going up against Krennic and Greedo. I see Krennic as a quite defensive hero who isn't really effective at close range unless he places the droid, which deploys gas and makes you lose health very quickly if you get too close. But not to worry if you're using Chewbacca, the ground slam will instantly destroy Krennic's droid, leaving him with no defense at all. And anyone who is one-on-one with Chewbacca at close range is gonna lose, so you can see how this clip is going to end. As for Greedo, the ground slam will interrupt his precision shot. Okay, so you won't take any damage. For Greedo to lock on, he needs to be fairly close to the enemy, so if this shot fails, then Chewbacca will melt him down in a couple seconds. Shout out to Hazza, Star Wars Battlefront, for allowing me to use this clip. So I've gone over a few tactics, but my main goal of this episode was to see why Chewbacca is so good and so useful. So let's take a look at his trait. The more kills or hero damage he does, the more bolts that he's going to receive. So once you reach the max trait level, you can double the amount of bolts you have by using his multi-bolt ability, which I think gives you about 8 bolts, which as you can imagine has a lot of potential. I mentioned earlier that the Roar is an incredibly good ability to use because it boosts the damage of every single bolt. So this is where everyone realizes Chewbacca is now their favorite hero. If you manage to reach max trait, double your bolts and use the Roar, then this will happen. Yep, like that just happens. Chewbacca destroyed Krennic in 2 shots. You can see me going crazy in the chat up there, and it's because at first I couldn't believe it. But notice that I am very close to Krennic. So the main reason it's so effective is because they're pretty much all direct hits with the bolt. But if you pair multi-bolts and the Roar together, you can do crazy amounts of damage even at long range. So I have a few other clips of me trying without the Roar and with different heroes, and it all leads to the same outcome of getting taken out in seconds. So if you're playing as Chewbacca, don't be afraid to go one-on-one with a hero if you have all your bolts, if you're at max trait and your Roar is ready to use. That's going to be it for the video. I really hope that this has helped you guys out and made you a better Chewbacca player, and hopefully it's answered everyone's question to why he's so good. I want to thank Jack Tesson, Harrison James, Knights of Adam, Hazza Star Wars Battlefront and Freeze Ezzy for helping me with recording of this video. All their links are in the description. I'd love to know everyone's thoughts on this video and which hero you think is the best. If you have any ideas for what hero you want me to test next, be sure to leave a comment and I'll have a look through them. Thanks to everyone who stayed to the end. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll catch you in the next one.